Angkor Thom meaning Great City, alternatively Nokor Thom located in Siem Reap, Cambodia, was the last and most enduring capital city of the Khmer Empire. It was established in the late 12th century by King Jayavarman 7.170. It covers an area of 9 square kilometers, within which are located several monuments from earlier eras as well as those established by Jayavarman and his successors. At the center of the city is Jayavarman's state temple, the Bayon, with the other major sites clustered around the Victory Square immediately to the north. The site is one of the major tourist attractions of Southeast Asia. Angkor Thom was established as the capital of Jayavarman V's empire and was the center of his massive building program. One inscription found in the city refers to Jayavarman as the groom and the city as his bride. Angkor Thom seems not to be the first Khmer capital on the site, however. Yesodharapura, dating from 3 centuries earlier, was centered slightly further northwest, and Angkor Thom overlapped parts of it. The Khmers did not draw any clear distinctions between Angkor Thom and Yesodharapura. Even in the 14th century, an inscription used the earlier name. 138. The name of Angkor Thom, Great City, was in use from the 16th century. The last temple known to have been constructed in Angkor Thom was Mangalartha, which was dedicated in 1295. Thereafter the existing structures continued to be modified from time to time, but any new creations were in perishable materials and have not survived. Angkor Thom is in the Bayon style. This manifests itself in the large scale of the construction, in the widespread use of laterite, in the face towers at each of the entrances to the city, and in the Naga-carrying giant figures which accompany each of the towers. The city lies on the west bank of the Siem Reap River, a tributary of Tunnel Sap, about a quarter of a mile from the river. The south gate of Angkor Thom is 7.2 kilometers north of Siem Reap, and 1.7 kilometers north of the entrance to Angkor Wat. The walls, 8 m high and flanked by a moat, are each 3 kilometers long, enclosing an area of 9 square kilometers. The walls are of laterite buttressed by earth, with a parapet on the top. There are gates at each of the cardinal points, from which roads lead to the Bayon at the center of the city. As the Bayon itself has no wall or moat of its own, those of the city are interpreted by archaeologists as representing the mountains and oceans surrounding the Bayon's Mount Meru. Another gate, the Victory Gate, is 500 m north of the East Gate. The Victory Way runs parallel to the East Road to the Victory Square and the Royal Palace north of the Bayon. It is around 30 minutes from central Siem Reap. The faces on the 23 m towers at the city gates, which are later additions to the main structure, take after those of the Bayon and pose the same problems of interpretation. They may represent the king himself, the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, guardians of the empire's cardinal points, or some combination of these. A causeway spans the moat in front of each tower. These have a row of devas on the left and asuras on the right, each row holding a naga in the attitude of a tug-of-war. This appears to be a reference to the myth, popular in Angkor, of the churning of the Sea of Milk. The temple mountain of the Bayon, or perhaps the gate itself, would then be the pivot around which the churning takes place. The nagas may also represent the transition from the world of men to the world of the gods, the Bayon, or be guardian figures. The gateways themselves are 3.5 by 7 m, and would originally have been closed with wooden doors. The south gate is now by far the most often visited, as it is the main entrance to the city for tourists. At each corner of the city is a prasat krung, corner shrine, built of sandstone and dedicated to Avalokiteshvara. These are cruciform with a central tower and orientated towards the east. Most of the great Angkor ruins have vast displays of bas-relief depicting the various gods, goddesses, and other worldly beings from the mythological stories and epic poems of ancient Hinduism. Mingled with these images are actual known animals like elephants, snakes, fish, and monkeys, in addition to dragon-like creatures that look like the stylized, elongated serpents with feet and claws found in Chinese art.